The cover is actually so cheesy. With the blood platelets and Herzschlag is just a really bad name for a track.
Just wanna feel you again, I couldn't help it. Guess I'm falling in love with you. Just wanna feel you again, just wanna feel you again, just wanna feel you again, just wanna feel you again.
It feels so good to be back in the studio. I also got here a nice flyer from the music store, and I just love to go through these things and check out new equipment. For example, new guitars, more guitars. They have a drum set, a complete drum set for just 189. I'd really love to get one and just have it here in the studio, but it's a bit too small, and drums are extremely loud. And as you might know, I have neighbors just right above my studio. And here these Aston mics are really interesting for just 265. A lot of keyboards and organs, DJ equipment. Pioneer is still the best, still the most expensive. I mean, 2,200 euros just for a CD player. That's quite a lot. But usually if you DJ, you don't bring them with you. The club already has them there. And just 179 for a trumpet. Maybe I should start learning to play it. I mean, my piano playing skills are okay. It's enough for what I need. Same with my guitar playing skills. But it would be actually really fun to learn a new instrument. So yeah, maybe drums or the trumpet. But I would definitely need to buy an electronic drum set for the studio. But before doing anything here today, I need to put all of the records back.
Just wanna feel you again, just wanna feel you again, just wanna.
You know, every time I'm carrying vinyl, I'm reminded actually how painful it was to DJ with them. That stuff is just so heavy. I needed at least 1 or 2 friends to help me to carry all of my equipment into the club. And it wasn't possible to really play somewhere where you couldn't drive to. So everything that you could drive to within one night and drive back was possible back in the days where I was DJing. So like the Netherlands was really the furthest away you could do anything else. It was just too expensive to book you as a DJ. Flying with like 200 vinyls is impossible. That was only possible for DJs like Sven Fed, where it's worth it to actually spend that much money on carry-on luggage to get him to your club. And then you of course had the cost. Like every single vinyl there is around about 10 euros on average, I'd say. So 200 to 1,000 euros plus the record players and the mixer. So if you wanted to be a DJ like 10-15 years ago, you needed at least 4,000 or 5,000 euros to get started. And nowadays you just need your laptop, and most people have one anyways. And yeah, that's basically it. That's all you need to get started with DJing. You can just download Traktor and start mixing with your mouse and the keyboard, or maybe get a controller for 100-200 euros. And that's also the main reason why there are so many DJs nowadays. If you go to Berlin, every second person is a DJ. Also here in Düsseldorf, there are now a lot of DJs, a lot of people that just do it as a hobby. And when I used to DJ, you had like 5 or 6 DJs here in the city. Everyone had like his specific niche of a sound and was booked for that kind of sound, and you knew as a guest what you will expect. And now there are like hundreds of DJs, and some of them are, to be honest, just really bad. They never learned really to beat match, to read the crowd, and the club owners are happy to just have someone that plays music, and they just pay them the wage of a waiter or something like that. That's also one of the reasons why I'm not really DJing here in my own city. It all has shifted. You kind of have to become a producer to be a DJ, be successful with your productions, and then you can be kind of again a DJ. But that's actually not the main reason why I'm producing. I always love to create my own stuff. And that's why I bought the speakers, my laptop, and just started learning how to produce. And the thing that is actually really funny, the second where I learned to produce and my tracks were good enough, a lot of the DJs in Berlin asked me to do ghost productions for them because they just wanted to DJ. And this way I was actually making a really comfortable living for 2 or 3 years just doing these ghost productions. So if you want to sell your productions, just search for DJs that can produce. And there are millions of them that want to have a release just as a promotional tool to get more bookings. Okay, but now enough talking. I'm actually here to master a couple of tracks, 2 of my own tracks, 1 track of a friend, and also a track of one of you guys. As you might remember, I did a Christmas giveaway for a mixing and mastering, and Andrew, the guy who won, just sent me his pre-master wave, and I'm really thinking about doing another giveaway. Maybe again a sample pack, the second Sounds and Samples edition maybe, or just a giveaway again for mixing or mastering or anything else you can come up with. But I think I will do it right after the remix contest that is still going on. If you're interested, you can just check the link down below, get the stems and also participate. I think right around now we have like 60, 70 submissions. And I think 3 or even 4 more weeks to go. Okay, all done with the mastering. I kind of was thinking the entire time while doing the mastering on Andrew's track, which is like a kind of classic sounding progressive house track that is really nice and really well mixed, about actually my very first releases, which were exactly in the same direction and style of music. My very first release was actually a remix called Herzschlag, that's heartbeat in English, and it's actually a trance track, or almost a trance track, that was released on Tiesto's sub-label. It's called In Trance We Trust. Was a remix for DJ Eremit, and it's not the track I'm the proudest of. This was my very first release, but at the time I was really proud to have a track that is out on vinyl, available on iTunes and all these other stores. This was really a big thing for me, and being on a label of Tiesto was just like huge. You know what, let's actually listen to it really quick. It's really not the best, but it's still kind of fun. I don't even have it on my hard drive. I have now to go into Beatport and search for it. It's probably somewhere here on this old G5. I think that's the computer I made the track with. Going into tracks and onto page number 3. It's crazy. I have here 50 tracks per page, so 150 tracks that I released, but some of them are re-releases, so maybe 50 tracks that I've released so far under my Jon Sine artist name. Yeah, and Herzschlag, Jon Sine remix. That's the one. But that ARP sound is actually quite cool. It's something you could still use today on tracks. But the mixing, it's not really good. The kick isn't nice, the bass is nice. But yeah, that sound is actually really cool. But you know that track also always reminds me of a sad story. The guy who made the track, DJ Eremit, he died, I think 2 or 2.5 years after he released that track. I think there was one more follow-up single, and he was maybe 40, 45, maybe just 30, 35, something around that. But he just died from a heart attack, which, yeah, is just really sad. But at least his tracks are still available and people still enjoy listening to them. And since a lot of you always ask me how to get a label and how to get your tracks released, with this remix it was actually just through knowing the guy who made the original track, knowing the one who owns the label, and I was just asking them if I'm allowed to make a remix, of course for free, and if they like it, if there's a possibility to get the release. And this release really started everything for me. If you have a release on Tiesto's label, it's pretty easy to find the next one. Let me also maybe play you really quick my second release, which was actually my first original track. The style is almost completely different. It's more like a classic house track. It's actually the one that I used yesterday in the video. It's called Toulouse and was released on 8 tracks. Yeah, it's just a very simple sample, vocal sample based house track. I just hate Beatport for the previews. They always have the previews so that it just stops like a couple of seconds after the drop, and you can actually hear the most important part of the song and really decide if you want to buy it or not. I'm just waiting for the next step. You first had vinyl, then you had like CD players and media players, and I think the big next step for DJing will be actually to stream the tracks, or at least have kind of a pre-download function, as you actually already have with Spotify, that you can kind of own the tracks for the time at least that you have the subscription to Spotify, and then just DJ the tracks. As you might remember, Beatport actually tried to introduce some form of streaming, but they failed miserably, so I hope Spotify will allow to have longer DJ mixable tracks in their collection, and also make them available to download and then actually just maybe connect your phone to the CD player, or just stream it directly onto the CD media player and then just DJ it. This would be actually really cool, because then as a DJ you would be really flexible, because you could play any track that is just available on Spotify, which is way more than any DJ has on his hard drive. And especially for wedding DJs or like event DJs, this would be awesome. If someone requests a track, they can just play it. Only downside, of course, if you want to play your own unfinished tracks, but I'm sure you will still be able to use a USB stick for your own tracks and demos. I have my favorite studio guest again here, Vanessa. And now she gets to decide if it's better with glasses or without. Better?
Different?
Or without?
Maybe you look a bit older
with the glasses.
Yeah.
So without? I don't know, still not sure. But I anyways just need them for driving.
We could buy new ones.
No. I'm not spending money on glasses that I anyways don't use, because I'm still getting headaches wearing them. Still not used to them. And we got a suggestion for carnival costumes, wearing Superman and Superwoman. It would be actually funny.
Wow.
But we're invited to a party where we have to dress like in a mafia style.
Yeah.
And the other day, where I'm probably just going alone on Thursday,
Yeah.
you're not coming with me.
I'll have to work.
You have to work?
All day long.
Okay.
Till 8 p.m.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. we will meet again back at home. Me completely...
Wasted.
Yes, definitely. So I still need a costume for that day. Not sure. I will think of something. We have now, I think, 1 more hour here before we're going out having dinner with my parents.
Enough time to book our flights to DC.
No.
Yes?
I'm so hungry and so looking forward to the dinner. Vanessa is styling my hair.
Not?
No. We're
Sorry.
just done with the dinner with my parents.
Okay, sieht tricky aus, wie Wolverine.
Yeah, like Wolverine. Maybe that's a good costume for carnival. I just need the